But OG, they took two last remaining buffers to themselves. They took the Vengeful and the Beastmaster, so your big auras are already taken away, and it feels like OG are ahead a little bit in the opener, at least in these two first picks.
It's hard to ever say anything against that when it's Venge and Beast as an opener, right? It's
You know,
just it kind of is a staple of this meta. I say kind of, it really is the staple of this meta. I think if you had to like rank heroes, top 5 heroes to pick in this current meta, we're already seeing 3 of them in the game, but 2 of them are on OG
yeah.
side.
Yeah, I would say Beast and Lycan are your top two. After that, maybe Avenge or a Luna or Viper or some other Zoo controller like Chen. But for OG, why this Venge is so good, it's because they tend to roll it on mid lane as well. So you can't really say where this Venge is going to go. Um, I have to say though, Vikingg GG, they already did play really well against Avenge kind of a hero on mid lane with that TA. Dandy yesterday as well pretty much crushed Thompson's Venge on the mid lane. So they should be a bit careful around that.
And they eliminated the potential for the Drow to come out instead for Topson because that's banned out by Vikingg. OG though, I'm liking this. It's just getting better and better. You now got this Phoenix, which supports this kind of early ball up with a Sunray, with a team fight.
It's really good with Roar.
And it
And
blocks the potential for Vikingg to get Phoenix as well, right? Because they have the Treant.
yeah, one thing that I have to say as well is Phoenix is so good versus Luna. Like you love to play Phoenix versus Luna. Early on in the game, you're the hero that can always get on top of her and that pressures her with your ulti because she can't really uh, you can dive her, but she can't dive you because her ulti, if she activates it, you just go into the egg and that's it. But they did get a perfect response here in the form of Snapfire because that little shredder just destroys egg at any given point. So if you're playing this Phoenix, you need to use that egg either very defensively or you need to make sure Snapfire is controlled.
And the team fight with these combos now in general is very scary, right? You've got the Eclipse, you've got this Overgrowth to hold them in place, and then you've got Mortimer's Kisses to hit them with when they're rooted. It does feel
Yep.
like they're cooldown locked, though. That's the difference here, right? OG can keep running at you, which, as we know, that is how they like to play.
Mm.
Question is, do you go into more of that, or are you going to get yourself some big cooldowns yourself? I mean, you got the egg already. What could we combo with it here?
So, I think some built-in BKB would be pretty sick as well for OG. See what they go for. They go for Mirana. Okay, this is something that they played on Sumail earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a little bit of. It doesn't necessarily have to be a block pick, but Mirana is steadily on a rise when it comes to these top tier games and when it comes to top tier pubs. If you open your Dota right now and check the watch tab, like most of those top tier games will be riddled with Mirana. The hero is strong, especially when you combo it with some boosters such as Beastmaster and Vengeful Spirit. So this Mirana will hit hard in the mid game, and Invoker is one of those heroes that can be really hit or miss versus her because sometimes Mirana can just dominate that lane and just own him afterwards. It wouldn't be the first time as well to see OG combo it well with Venge plus Mirana, the swap into the arrow or stun into the arrow, which is obviously much easier. Um, but yeah, I'm digging this pick. I like their draft a bit more than in that first game. Vikingg GG, however, for me in this second game are a bit, a little bit wonkier. They are playing their comfort zone again, though.
Yeah, and they'll be the ones to fan out the Broodmother. They go for the Weaver as the roundabout
Mhm.
pick, and OG is still some flex here. You know, this is likely Mirana Sumail, but we don't know if this is going to be the Venge in the 5
Mid
role
lane, yeah,
or
yeah,
the 2.
or the 5, yeah, yeah. Mm. Well, let's see. They did have the last pick, so they can overall last pick the Thompson hero. They did move away from that for a really long time, and they've been picking his Venge or his Drow very early on.
Yeah, he's like completely pivoted into playmaker mid, right? Like, you know, the old kind of 2013, 2014 style where you just run at people. And they go for the ET to round this out. I don't think this is a core ET either.
It could be your 4 ET, 5 Phoenix. Yeah,
Yep.
that should be it. Like 5 Phoenix, 4 ET. Actually, 4
No way.
Phoenix, 5 ET. Yeah, okay. You can do it like that as well. And then Thompson mid with the Vengeful Spirit. The natural order or aura here from Elder Titan can come really in handy. You have a really long range setup. You have another hero that can protect the egg, and with the Beastmaster, with the Vengeful Spirit's second spell, the Wave of Terror, you're going to be shredding through these heroes so easily.
No, it's true. This Luna, a hero that is infamous for getting way too much armor way too quickly, is just not going to have it there because of the ET. And these
Mhm.
fights are going to be a little bit maybe archaic. So in that regard, do you feel OG are a bit stronger in terms of team fight because it's not as relying on everything landing, shall we say? Like, if you look at Viking, if they get the perfect eclipse plus the kisses plus invoker combos, then sure they win every fight.
I'm not sure really. I dig what Viking have got going for themselves as well with this Weaver last pick because it gives them another way of dealing with the egg. Toby on that offlane Weaver has proven to us that he can innovate with Titan builds as well, so that Yules or Lotus Orb or something like that can come in handy this game around too. And he's always able to just Sokuchi next to the egg, and kill it off real fast before it pops. Um, so Viking GG, they have the meta picks. I believe they have what it takes again, and it's on OG to really bounce back after that first game.
I'll give them credit where credit is due. They have a lot of stuns on the side of OG.
Yep.
Single target, mind you, for most of them, at least the easy land ones. But
I mean, you have the egg and you have Elder Titan Stomp.
yeah. Well,
That's
I'm saying the
as
guaranteed
AOE
ones,
as,
though,
as it
right?
can get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So maybe if you just actually, we see this quite often, right? When you've got this many stuns, you can just kind of overwhelm your opponents on the lanes. There's a
I'm surprised.
possibility.
I'm just surprised they didn't put No-Tail on Phoenix because the egg, it can be a little bit problematic to pull off. But still, when you get a lot of levels early on Saksa, he can influence the game a little bit more than the Elder Titan.
Yeah, I think it's kind of an awkward choice either way, right? Because I guess you could say if you play it in the 5 as well, it's not as much a loss if the egg dies. And you already mentioned Viking have heroes that can reach the egg and just kill it in the early levels. But
Yeah.
getting that level 2 egg also just as important, and POS 4s do on average end up being about 2 levels ahead of their POS 5s.
I'm just interested in how this mid lane is going to go for Thompson because, man, Thompson, I know he's been in SCA for a little bit, but what happened here? He's lost, I believe, 4 out of 5 last mid lane games, right? He's been losing most of them that we watched. Even he lost versus Dandy both of those games. At least the mid lane. That's all I'm talking about. I'm
Yeah.
not saying about how the game went after.
But maybe that's part of, like, that could be part of the plan, right? It's like, obviously you don't want to lose your lane, but you're not set up to win it. You're set up to make the rest of the team play well.
Yeah, you're such a party pooper.
I'm
Come on, man.
I'm
with
playing
me
towards
here.
your bullcrap yesterday when you're talking about how much space he makes for Sumail all the time. Remember
Yeah,
that
but
one?
now I have switched it up. Just roll with me here,
Nah,
we're going in a
never
different
sync
direction.
here.
Yeah, we're swinging back, but no, for real. Of course, he's benefiting his team immensely with the maxed Wave of Terror and Vengeance Sora, but at the same time, he can kind of lose those lanes quite hard at times.
I was thinking, like, from the perspective, though, that he's trying to embrace a new playstyle, so maybe going to take time. Because what I'm thinking is, Sumail, we know he's used to being this god player that can carry your games, right? And we saw how having 2 players that can kind of fill that role when you're talking like RTZ and Sumail, it can cause maybe issues where, I think you mentioned it yesterday, you can't, like, you have this player you want to play around. You aren't always going to win your lanes, but you play to enable that player a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can see that here with the auras from Beastmaster that will be coming, with the minus armor from Wave of Terror and the Vengeance Aura. They're definitely playing on enabling Sumail and making this Priestess of the Moon just destroy everyone.
So far, No-Tail destroys a courier, but they are munching away at his health there. Rana, now that No-Tail can't really defend Sumail now, so he might just get forced off for a wave or 2. Bit of a rough moment.
He might just suicide here,
He
actually.
is.
Yeah.
He's had enough of life. He says, this sucks. I ain't waiting for that courier. I saw what happens to couriers when I murdered theirs.
Bottom lane Saksa is very low.
He's going to salve. It will be cancelled by Celery. Celery's going to keep on chasing. He has got the boomstick in just a few seconds. And that will allow him to get the first blood on the Saxa if he taps it one more.
Really, really well played by Celery over there, getting this kill. It does give some space for mid one to farm a little bit in between the tier 1 and the tier 2. But the moment Saxa dies, he needs to abandon ship and move back into the lane.
And you know when you see these players switch into the off lane, what hero do you think they're most happy to discover and learn? I feel like Beastmaster's got to be up there, because it's rare that a Beastmaster doesn't feel like a good pick in any meta.
The hero that you win with, pretty much. Top lane, Toby. Damn,
He's gone.
This is why they're playing the no-tail position 5 Elder Titan. He carries a serious punch. If he catches a couple of creeps with the Spirit...
He ain't the only one going down in this neighborhood, as they're going to strike at mid one as well in the bot lane. So both teams trading blow for blow so far. And mid, it's actually going reasonably well for Topson. He's even up to the CS of the Invoker. Of course, this is a Quas Wex Invoker, so it's not like he's playing to dominate the CS.
Yeah, and there aren't many mid laners that lose to a Quas Wex Invoker, really. At least not in the first couple of levels.
Yeah, not real mid laners.
You're expected to be winning that lane. Just wondering what their item build is going to be like. Beastmaster, obviously. No tilt.
This is a hard one, Liz. I was going to say maybe they should turn around Aramis with an arrow, but have a look at Sumel's build. There's no help coming anytime soon.
Yeah, he doesn't have the arrow, which is a little bit peculiar. You usually use it on the lane to secure your ranged creeps, right? And because of that, you are always certain to have good levels, but he didn't go for it at all.
No.
It did land him a kill on Toby, though.
Well, yeah, it would definitely have gotten some more CS, which he could really do with right now. He's 7-3 compared to Toby, who's up on 14-7. So even with that kill in mind, Toby's getting the better side of this.
Bottom lane Saxa, he might fall here again.
Oh, he's done though. Eater dove away. No chance to escape from that. It's a hard lane for the Phoenix, and it doesn't get any even easier when you get to 6. As we've already said, this little shredder from the Snapfire will count you out. Mid? There's some harassment. I don't think he can kill Topson. There's no chance.
No way. No way.
You know what the best part about this is, Liz? He's sitting there going, oh, you took my mana? That's fine. I don't need much mana on Avenge in this situation anyway.
He's using 30 mana, that's it. By the time it comes off of cooldown, he pretty much has the same amount of mana ready and available for him. It's the style in which OG does play around Sumail, though I have to say the last time they played the Mirana, it was a very similar scenario in which Sumail really didn't have a good lane. But then when you just group up together with all these auras, suddenly everything makes sense. And even if you're 5k behind, it just doesn't feel so.
No, that's true. But do you like it as much as if, say, you had a Drow component in here with Avenge?
Oh,
like,
Saxa. Oh, no.
Oh, did he miss the dive of the... Oh.
He didn't miss it. He didn't. Snapfire used a perfect Fire Snap cookie and cancelled it. He actually managed to cancel the dive with the Fire Snap cookie, which isn't that easy. Really well played by Celery.
Cheeky little bug that he is. It's been pretty effective so far. And, you know, Luna, she doesn't look like she's got that much CS, but she has 3 kills and assists to her name. No surprise she's at the top of the net worth chart when you have a look at it.
Together with the Invoker, right? Yep.
And this is what you want. It is a Luna draft. It's all about how you enable Shad to win this game. Which is why even when you look at the Invoker, like Boom will likely go the Spirit Vessel, Solar Crest route and just buff Luna up further.
Yeah, it's about being the playmaker, right? Your Luna doesn't come online as fast, so getting that Vessel early on an Invoker will be good. You can see that Notail is just chilling around mid lane at the moment because Topson is completely satisfied with farming a couple of stacks. It also allows Notail to make more stacks.
Sumail might still go down though. He's got one lead left. Yeah, he doesn't want to use it, but he's going to be forced to. Or is he? There it is.
Yeah, he'll use it.
Aramis, what are you doing? Get back in the trees. This isn't your territory. Yeah,
let's see the arrow.
Nope. It was a long shot, to say the least. He does still have to TP back to base. Gets his kill nonetheless, but now he has to walk all the way out again.
I guess he didn't want to leap earlier because of the unobstructed pathing from 3 ends, so he would still be able to get on top of him with boots. He waited for the last opportunity to get under the tower with the leap. But
You
what
also
he
want to
traded
save
off,
it, right? Because it's a level 1 leap. The cooldown time is pretty high.
what he traded off, though, however, are 3 bottle charges, because of which he had to run base, and he's not farming this whole time. He's running back to the lane. He's missing a couple of waves already.
Yeah, and Toby's now back ahead of him in terms of net worth. And you know, Toby's got a pretty open game in terms of what he builds, because the Spirit Vessel's going to be covered by the Invoker. Solar Crest will as well. Maybe you could go for a quick Ags, but I wouldn't mind seeing that Yules we saw last time. Just to try and interrupt the way that OG can initiate. And
Mid one.
initiating on the mid one here. Cookie in. See you later. He doesn't even bother moving. Actually, they don't have detection. Tornado will finish him off, however. Snapfire does go down. Saxa managed to burn her through with mid one's support from his boards.
That's a good rotation from Invoker. It's the way he needs to be playing this game as well. And it brings him closer to that vessel and also gives him a couple of charges on his turn.
And meanwhile, some stacks being made by No-Tail.
Yeah, he's made quite a bit, quite a few. Not only there, but on the other side of the jungle. But he might fall now.
Someone had to occupy the mid. Occupy doesn't mean die, but in this case it will, as No-Tail goes down. They can't push onto the tower, though. Sumail rotates in and gets the counter kill onto Aramis. And Chad is running towards mid. I think he wants those stacks. Yeah, they see him. This
they
could
had
get
a dire
punished.
ward. They had a dire ward there, but
Okay, I like
avoided
this
it.
more.
Maybe he goes for mid instead.
Yep, Eclipse straight away. No hesitation. They just want to bring Thompson down. Now, I think you want the tower gone before you try and yoink their stacks, but you've got problems. Boomer's been slept up. Sumail's arrow will be a whiff. And Shad will get away.
Damn, that salve has been used, and they do see sucks. They see everyone here, so they can go for no-till.
They will do exactly that. They're going to catch him out. Burn through his man. He'll try and go for the stomp, but the damage is too much, and they get the kill. And now they have a full access to this wonderful stack, which No-Tail was so gracious to make for them. They're just trying to get what they can. And I think they got 1, possibly 2 creeps, but one of them was a small...
The experience was split between 6 heroes as well, so it's not the worst situation for OG.
bot.
They did get some heroes, some
This
creeps.
is bad, though. They don't want to lose mid one like this. He just got the Necro book complete. If anything, you'd hoped he'd been pushing him, but no chance. Boom. These are rotations. He's just relentless right now.
They're playing really fast, and they're playing around these objectives that OG want to have for them, right? First, the stacks. They played around the stacks for 2 minutes, and it really paid off. And then they play around Beastmaster, who just got the Necros and wants to be pushing. So they're pretty much preventing OG from doing what they want to be doing even before they think about doing it. They're 1 to 2 steps ahead all the time.
And they're playing around stacks again. No-Tail's making more stacks for them. Not only that, they get 4 bounty runes. Vikingg can be up to a 4,000 net worth lead. Was there a roster change here? Did No-Tail change teams? I must have missed this. Because he's definitely done a lot of stacking for Shad here. Shad is getting low, though. They're going to burn through him. With the Prime Roar is good enough. The Cookie's too late to save the day, and the Overgrowth won't change anything either. And they'll find more. They chase on the Boom next. He'll try and go invis to run away. But the Kisses, No-Tail now in trouble. The swap comes in. Thompson, he might go down if he's not careful. Toby moves through there. Splitter has to go for the time lapse to move away, but he wants to finish off Thompson. The magic missile. They know that they have detection. I don't know why he thinks he can do this, but they prove that he can't as they get another kill. OG bite back.
They hit so hard, and what was I saying about being 1 step ahead? They made those stacks. It's the next level play. Make the stacks, and Luna just naturally gets attracted to them. You know, it's the first law of nature in Dota 2. If Luna sees stacks, she needs to farm them. He runs there, he dies. A good setup from the Elder Titan. They killed Shad pretty much without even committing anything, and I think they got a mango tree that was Luna's.
Ooh.
Right? There was a mango tree that dropped on those stacks. Maybe it was
right. Something dropped. Yeah, it was Viking's. Oh, that's painful. That was their first tier 1 item as well. Couldn't find so much.
Bottom lane
Beastmaster.
egg.
Yep, and the egg is just gone. Little Shredder does the work, and mid one, he's in a bit of trouble. Does get rid of the swarm, so it looks like Toby's going to have to move away. The Sumo chased off to a different target, so they can't get anything. So, Vikingg, that wasn't the kill they wanted, but they forced a lot of attention from OG, which means space for Luna in the top lane, as Shad's just been farming.
And that interaction is so stupid.
I know you're a Phoenix
Shredder
spammer,
versus
you
the
hate
egg.
it.
Of course, but your ulti gets countered by a spell that's on a 20 seconds cooldown or 12 seconds at level 4. It's just crazy.
But yeah, I can see where it's coming from. I mean, there's multiple spells you can make an argument. Like, oh, it's so overpowered, but then you can say, well, he is melee, he does have to get close, but then he has a mini blink dagger to get closer, right? There's arguments back and forth. There's going to be no argument about the death of Invoker, though, as Boom. It's almost like Celery threw him out with a cookie. Like, just take him. Just don't hurt me. They will. They will hurt you real bad. No escape from that. And that's going to be a tier 1 tower as well. But they might find more. The sleep comes out. The arrow through. And they're going to find the kill on the Toby.
They're just playing so well around what they've got. And it's not a lot at the moment. After that, pretty bad laning stage for them. But it doesn't matter because this is how these heroes naturally work together. They just buff each other up so much. They empower each other. The Elder Titan with the level 2 natural order as well, benefiting the team. But most importantly, the Vengeance Sora and the Beastmaster's inner beast, just making them into little Gatling guns.
That is the case. I mean, you complain about Lil Shredder. I think I'd have more complaints about the combo OG's managed to get their hands on. Luna's continuing to farm, though. Maybe she'll be able to make something happen in a few minutes. She doesn't want to fight just yet. Instead, Vikingg, they're going to make another play without her as they do smoke up and they look to invade OG's jungle. Look who they might find. He's thrown out Hawk, but that's going to be false confidence. I think he noticed the slow effect, but Boom's already on top of him. And mid one, he's done. He's out. No way to escape. And they're connected towards mid now. OG might be baiting themselves here. Shad is quite tanky. They're going to swap him in, and the Eclipse is going to come through. He's running away from the egg. They actually dodges out the split, and now he's able to make his escape. The sleep is going to be there, but they can't get on top of him right now. The stun does interrupt Snapbar from trying to protect the day, and Shad, he's trying to move away, but the ball will tick him down and kill him off mid one. Revenge from beyond the grave, and No Tail just staple gunners straight into Boom and smashes his skull. And with that, OG can now push in on this tier 1 tower.
They're all living on slivers of HP, but they're managing to get the job done before they have to retreat. Really well played by OG. That swap onto the ally and then onto the Luna. Really well played. And now Aramis as well.
Ooh, yeah. He's got his Meteor Hammer, but it doesn't work very well when you hit by a long-range arrow.
Does this voice line say something about the cookie? I keep on hearing the cookie.
I don't know. I think that might just be someone that gets said if you get killed or whatever. I haven't seen it in the chat. But I think she does have a cookie one. Oh,
no tail is spamming it. It's the Chinese one, I think. But Shad,
you just want
there's
cookies.
the roar.
And there's no way to protect himself anymore because he used the Eclipse in the last fight. They'll sleep him up and run him down. The cookie is cute, but Celery not able to save the day. And instead will now probably give his life to Toby. He is here. Maybe they can turn around. They'll be able to get the kill into the Mirana. Magic Missile comes out to Celery. He is slowed and killed off now. Mid one trying to retreat. And Aramis just checking that the Meteor Hammer still works. And they're going to check that the swap still works. It does. It works very well.
Triple kill. He's so aggressive with these swaps. He uses them constantly to get these pickoffs. And they even got Mirana in the first place just because that attempt onto the Luna was a little bit too soon. I mean, it wasn't. They did get her, but they didn't have Necros. They were like 8 seconds off cooldown. And also Mirana didn't have an arrow there to work with. So there were some spells that they didn't have in the first place to just clean up Luna fast. And you could see Vikingg, they countered it. They almost had a good fight there. The cookie was really good. He stunned I think three heroes were stunned. Then you had the tornado EMP that was really sick, but they're really lacking damage. If this Luna isn't hitting, their damage is very low.
It's the backfiring elements when you have these 4 protect 1 type drafts, and boom, no one's protecting him right now, but he's able to run away himself. And you know, they've got so many ways to target out Shad as well, right? Because we mentioned all these single target stuns. Great. If you only have a 1 carry lineup, We've got Primal Roar, we've got Magic Missile, we've got Swaps, we've got Arrow, we've got everything to just throw upon Shad.
But that's the issue, isn't it? Because you are having this kind of a lineup with 4 Protect 1. I guess Weaver, depending on his itemization, could become a real damage-dealing core as well.
Yeah, but his
But
progress is completely shut off at this point.
You are playing this real core Luna with a lineup that doesn't really buffer up at all.
No. Like, maybe once you get some items, you get things like Solar Crest and the Invoker, but, you know, that's like saying any offlaner
Arrow,
could be a
mid
good
lane.
tanker.
Oh, he's going for Weaver.
Toby! I don't think that was an intentional bodyguard moment, but Celery will be grateful nonetheless. He will still make sure that he dies, though. As the sacrificial lamb sacrificed for nothing.
Yeah, okay. That was interesting. I'm not sure if that was on purpose. I don't think it was. They didn't have vision. It's nighttime.
They had partial vision, but by the time you're seeing an arrow, you're already on top of it going, oh, misclick. Got Pathfinder. It wasn't me. Thompson already playing up forward, wants to go for more.
They got an Aquila as well for Mirana now. What a perfect neutral item to get.
Yeah, it's just an easy cut and dry game for Sumail. As long as he doesn't jump too close to the targets, he just gets the clicks. And we already mentioned Thompson always playing up in their face. And he's on a kill streak, you know. He's not even sacrificing himself anymore.
So we talked about the item progression from Toby, and it seems like he will be going for an Aghanim's.
Which is hard to use if you keep running into arrows.
Yeah, that's true. But on a more serious note... Oh, is he gonna do it again? Almost. But
He's like, Celery, do
note,
I need to tank this one? Nah, you good. Moving forward. Mid one. He's going to feel the wrath of the kisses. With that cold snap running, there is no easy escape from this. Overgrowth comes out. They're actually going to trap Phoenix here. Toby's going to look to time-lapse away. They'll chase forward to Phoenix and look to split up the fight a little bit, which is beneficial because now there's no chance for OG to stack up and push back. No Tail will be able to get a kill. And in the meantime, Shad is brought down as they split up a bit too much. They left Luna on an island alone, and now the Magic Missile on Arrows means the turnaround's going to be there. They kiss chase Saxa, and they never find it. And now Toby might be in trouble himself. He's just brought down. Can't even finish off No Tail in time. And the Swarm won't do it either. He's going to live with a kill streak. This boy's getting big. He's scared.
They're playing these fights so well. Thompson always engages from some awkward side in where they don't expect him to come from. He goes on Celery first in the back. He takes care of him. Then he goes and helps out with the Luna a little bit with the Wave of Terror. But Sumail landed that perfect arrow. While you were watching the right side, on the left, there was a whole lot of business being done as well. And OG, they're just taking over once again with this draft that synergizes so well.
That's been the way of both games so far. And if this continues, if there's a correlation compared to the first, OG may force a third game. It is looking good for them right now. Imclaw, they say thank you very much, Shad. We do want that. Aramis, they say thank you very much, Aramis. You won't take that, and we'll take your life instead. Now they clips on the side, though. They find Thompson. That's a big kill. He's on quite the kill streak. Now the Primal Roar comes out. The turnaround is just brutal. Everything into one kill means nothing left for the rest of OG as they make it a 3-for-1 trade.
Yeah, didn't we see this somewhere before? Sumail having a really bad start, almost no CS on the lane with Mirana, and then he wins every single team fight with some sick arrows and is almost on top of network at the 20-minute mark. They really need the Saganims on Weaver, but I'm afraid it's going to come way too late. It's really good because you are playing versus a lot of single stuns. So when they commit on a hero, they really need to delete it, like with Roar, with Arrow, with stun from Vengeful. If you have an Aghanims on Weaver, it can be so crucial in these teamfights, but he only has a point booster.
That's what I mean. You know, you think about how this game started. You'd expect Toby to have an axe complete by now, but there's been so much fighting, and he's always had to be there because they just want Shad away farming, that his iron progression is completely stalled.
And he's been running into arrows as well, right? That's usually not healthy for your network.
Maybe misunderstood, you know, because they look like something that you get something out of, right? Maybe he thought it was like a bounty rune, but the only thing they give you is time to let go of your mouse and keyboard.
50-50 arrow.
I think it's more like 75-25 when you're randomly Shikuchiing around with no vision.
Okay,
You know,
there's a whale completed on Phoenix. I love this. This item has been pretty much forgotten by most players, but Saxa is not shying away from it at all.
Arrow, well, that's in the 25% department. Toby, he's learned his lessons. The kisses are going to come out. The egg is going to go down, but it's really defensive. And Thompson, is he gone too deep this time? It might back. Oh no, the promo roll. They don't get off the cookies. Thompson dragged in even deeper. He wants to be this deep. The promo roll is going to come out. Shad is already down. The damage overwhelms them. The swap to get even more heroes deeper as Boom tries to run away. And Celery is left behind. Just an easy pick for OG. Sumail surviving on a sliver of HP. The Aegis will not be wasted. The buybacks come out though. They know they have to fight here. Mid one is going to be brought down. Toby trying to move away. Turns around onto Sumail. The time lapse and now they're on top of him. They need reinforcements, but look at this. OG. They're nowhere nearby. They say, get out yourself, Sumail. It's your problem to deal with. And he won't be able to do that. He's just going to go down. Tornado to secure the kill. And Vikingg, it did cost them some buybacks, but they bite back.
So they bought back on the Luna and on Celery, right? So Celery.
I think it was on, was it Luna or I believe it was...
Yeah, Luna,
Luna and the Snapfire.
Snapfire, yeah. So, yeah, those buybacks are very costly, but if they can keep the momentum, this could be really good for them. Keep in mind that there's no big ultis on the side of OG, no Roar, Beastmaster is dead, and you don't have Egg to work with as well, so this could be the time to strike for Vikingg.
They seem a little bit paranoid though, like the way they approach that mid tower, and you could already see that Shad, he didn't want to risk it, right? Because you are, let's be honest, you're pretty scared that the game could end if you now die.
Yep. And there's almost that Aghanim is completed on Toby. He needs one more item. He has 2 and 1,000 gold, so he should be getting the Aghanims very soon.
They're gonna need it, because you have no doubt in your mind, this next fight, OG are gonna target Shad to the maximum. I mean, they had enough reasons before this.
Also, thing is, he went for this Dragonlance into Manta, and it's, I mean, usually you go Dragonlance into Manta, or let's say Manta into BKB. But this time around, you won't be that afraid of not having the BKB because you will have that Aghanims on Weaver. So Toby will have to be on point and really use it only for Shad. He has no buyback.
Oh, well, he has to get it first. The problem is whether OG finds you before that point. He's 700 gold off. Needs a bit of priority space to actually get it. Haste for full confidence to just push these in.
Butterfly Thompson, BKB on the Mirana. Really big items coming for OG. That Vlad's plus Necro 3 on Beastmaster.
Oh no.
He's found Aramis.
Yep. No chance to even use the overgrowth. And he just knew straight over. Axes out. Says, meet my Necro book.
He must have spotted him earlier using Nature's Grasp or Meteor Hammer. And this is usually what you want to be doing as Treant Protector. You always want to be cutting the waves if you're in a bad spot, using that Meteor Hammer and Nature's Grasp to not only creep skip, but farm with.
Well, Toby's still creep skipping. He needed to be careful there. He can't afford to go down, and Saxa could have caught him because he does have that net on the Phoenix.
He's trying to do the same thing. He actually might run into mid one on top lane, who does have Necro 3.
He doesn't have Prime Roar, though.
Oh.
And what's happening? They broke up bot lane, and now there might be a fight over here. Toby says, I actually want this fight. It's brave.
There's no Roar.
Yeah, but you can't. You haven't got the damage, and no one's coming to help because, well, guess what? You no longer have an Invoker. Celery, however. Well, yep, D-Ward, but now what's the plan? All right, 70 seconds.
And it's only the two of them. Do you realize that? It's only the two of them that are here. It's Thompson and the Beastmaster, and they're not afraid at all to engage. That's the craziest part, because they realize there's no damage that Vikingg GG can do to them to bring them down before the team arrives.
No, and as a result, another Glyph is forced out as they push in on the mid, but look at the bot. The bot is coming as well, so OG, you know, take your pick. What lane do you fancy first? And will there be a, you know, encore, a second meal in this base? Primal Roar straight away on the Shad. He hasn't even used the Eclipse yet. They're going to back away from the moment to swap even deeper. It would be a good Eclipse if you thought you'd live long enough. The time lapse is finally there from Toby as he does now have the Ags. And that might offset OG's aggression. But not for long. They say, okay, we can't kill heroes, but we can kill buildings. And Shad very reluctant now. They don't have time lapse. It's now off cooldown, so feel a bit more confident. But Shad is only on half HP, so he could still get busted even with a time lapse. Sumail forced away nonetheless. Spirit Vessel will get him low, and Thompson left inside. Eclipse is going to come out. There's the time lapse. They have to run over again. The egg was used in no tail. He says, "This is your problem, Captain. This is your draft. You take the brunt of the force." And he says, "I will." Tornado's going to come out before he can complete the stomp, though, and he still needs to escape. But egg was used. However, so was Eclipse. And OG, they can just look to calm down, reset. Roche might be up soon, and when it is, that means that Vikingg will no longer have their biggest Optimus at that fight.
Such an important item that it was finished for Toby, the Sagonims. Just gives them a different dimension in these team fights. Gives them another way of fighting. Now, it's still not great because they did lose this Eclipse, and it was really keeping them in this game.
But look at this.
Maybe they can... Yeah.
They're split. No tail straight away. He's found. Like last time you got swapped and you live, but there's no one here to swap, and there's nowhere for you to run. They'll just casually run him down. He is fast. He'll throw out the Earth Splitter, but nowhere near fast enough. And on the other side, you're going to see Toby gets caught out. Mid one. Used the Primal Roar. Didn't even use the blink to get there. He came to him, and now they're chased for more. They'll be able to find the kill onto Celery, and Aramis is dead, and now they're going to just chase through for more. Shad, that's the one you can't afford to lose. Cookie to try and get him away. If that had crit, he'd instantly be dead, but mid one is on top of him at all times, and those axes are coming off cooldown, which means that this Luna is going home in a body bag.
And that's 80 seconds on the sidelines. He doesn't have a buyback. By the way, the way OG engages these fights is so crazy good. They are never abandoning anyone. And it's not only your savior syndrome, a savior friend syndrome. It's because Elder Titan uses a good ulti that does not hit two big cores, but it does hit the Treant, who brings the majority of the disabled for Vikingg. Thompson moves in from the left side, kills off the Treant, while everyone else is too busy fighting on the right side where Toby is dying, right? And then this Luna is kinda caught in the middle and just pincered.
You
really
see
well
how
played.
they get so split as well, right? Chasing for 2 kills at the same time, and in the end, OG individually are just stronger with their heroes right now.
Just the coordination in which they move.
Boom.
No mana for the stun.
Boom, headshot straight on the boom, but no follow-up arrow. It's a little bit off the mark. The stuns weren't long enough, but they will be able to now get the racks. Luna is up in 20 seconds, and she will have a clip, so likely OG will back away and move towards the Roche pit.
I really believe that they have the strength to fight this, but the safer play obviously is the Roche pit because the tier 2 is still standing. So what you're doing right now is go either take the tier 2 or wait around this cliff, or just go straight into the pit if you're feeling that confident.
Yeah, it's not as much about, well, we could get screwed over in the fights. It's that you need them to get screwed over in the fights. And Toby rushes out way too fast, doesn't even survive long enough for the arrow to hit. And that will secure Roche for the side of OG.
It's such an old school position as well to stand around this cliff and just wait for them when you know that they will try to peek out to contest your Roshan. So you just wait around that cliff and kill the first hero that peeks out.
Absolutely, and the vision around there is just top notch, right? They haven't gone for the most
It's so
predictable
good.
ward,
Yeah.
but they got both.
Exactly,
covered.
it's so good because you can't put the sentry on the cliff and de-ward either one of those. That's why they're so good. If a sentry is planted on the cliff, it won't see either one of these two wards.
And you can understand why Weaver's rushing out so fast as well, because you saw how quickly OG just melt through Roche. It doesn't take them long at all.
And this Vengeful is so tanky. That's a full Skadi now completed with the Paladin Sword.
Yeah, that's not your target anymore. I don't think you want it to be your target ever, but the problem is that Thompson keeps swapping in so deep, there's not really any other option for you.
He's got 2.5k HP, by the way, this Vengeful. He's, I believe, the tankiest hero in the game when it comes to the health pool, at least. Yep.
Wow, armor as
Invoker,
well.
boom, swapped in.
Yep. Stun out on the Shad straight away. Thompson says, I'll tank everything alone if I need to. He's still got the cheese to work with. The Earth Splitter through, so Shad's going to be clipped by it, and he's in trouble. Time lapse to get him back, but now they need to get out. BKB from Sumail. Overgrowth is going to come out. The Frisbees are too much. They bring him down once, and they've saved the Eclipse for the time being. The Kisses are zoning out the rest of OG. The egg will go off, but now Sumail in trouble. Leaps away. Will be followed by the net, and now the Lucent Beam snipe from long range might take him down with the Spirit Vessel. There's the Sunstrike, and he's dead. Biggest kill that they needed was found, and now it looks like OG need to retreat because the side of Vikingg are ready to come out and play. Thompson, brought low, has to eat the cheese. and he will get full health from it. Now there's going to be Eclipse follow-up. Celery is tanking for the rest of his team, but No Tail, he's tanking the entirety of the Eclipse. Shad's going to be brought down. He's too squishy, and Thompson with a swap to get one deeper. Boom, moves into his ice ball to try and protect himself. The buyback comes out from Luna, and straight on top of Thompson, but Thompson with this stun straight away just jumping on top of Shad, trying to lifesteal up quick enough, but he's unable to do so. The Lucid Beam will finish him off, and Boom, in the meantime, has just been keeping the rest of OG busy. Or are they keeping him busy right now? Boom. There's going to be a time lapse, gets him away and alive in time. Saxa with a burn down to get the kill though.
Damn.
Now there's going to be a follow-up kill. Shad, he's going to be brought down dead for 90 seconds. The buyback comes out from Invoker, and mid one is still hanging around. He says, I need to hit creeps to lifesteal up, but then he will try to retreat. Saxa with the TP out will fail due to the net, and Toby is able to net that kill as well. It's a lot of trading back and forth, but in the end, OG not able to secure a second lane Araxi.
Yeah, what a beautiful game of those, man. What a beautiful team fight right there that we have witnessed. Really well played by both of these sides. OG, in their own style, they're a little bit too aggressive. Thompson, I was just praising how tanky he is. He jumps in, he creates this team fight right underneath the high ground of Vikingg, which obviously gives them a huge advantage because they have vision, they have the tower. You can't dive them with Phoenix Sec there, because if you do, Snapfire has an easy job of just using Lil Shredder to kill you off. And the whole team of OG tries to follow up Thompson. They go in with the Mirana. Mirana dies instantly. Like, he popped the BKB and just died. And then he respawns, goes back and dies to the Sunstrike, which was also really well played by Invoker. One big and one bad thing for Vikingg, though, are those buybacks that you mentioned. It's a dieback on the Luna, and it's the buyback on Boom that really bothers me, because from this point onwards, OG, they just have a clear way of winning this game. You just have to kill one of these two, and then they'll be really hindered for a long period of time.
It does expose a potential weakness in OG's lineup, though. Like, we saw how little damage they had left when Sumail was gone. Like, Thompson is built in a way that he's trying to survive the longest, not necessarily do the most damage.
So you're saying is just eliminate the Mirana first?
Just click Mirana, yeah. Or start off by clicking ET, although there's going to be Pram Raw coming up. Invoker isn't too threatened. No Tail trying to move away. Going to be a dive through. Saxa does have the egg. Now on a Boom. That burn is starting to hurt. He's going to try and go invis to move away, but they see everything. They're going to chase through. Look for a nice time lapse at the last moment. Toby trying to save the day, but Invoker netted up afterwards to sleep as well. He's going to go down. Toby's barely alive. Celery trying to escape with that. Trying to shield forward, and we'll look for the kill, but Toby makes his way out. Celery says, go, leave me behind. You must live to fight another day, but they're going to lose more heroes. Celery's going to be brought down. Toby's going to be chased forward on two. Aramis is going to be seen, but not found, as he does get out in time, and Toby will be able to Shikuchi out to stay alive.
Yep. That's the 90 seconds without Invoker, and they're already in front of your base. Now, you do have a buyback on Snapfire, so you can maybe delay a little bit with Mortimer's Kiss, but this is going to be a very difficult defense for Vikingg.
Difficult doesn't really begin to summarize it. I mean, you can do the buyback where you want. You got the kisses, but if you use those kisses, you don't find a kill. You know OG are just going to run straight into you. Saxa a bit bold, and Shad, the arrow straight in the face. He's in a lot of trouble now. They're going to try and media hammer defensively. There's going to be a use of the time to get away, but the hits are too hard. They bring him down, and with that, the GG gets called. Vikingg know there is no way back from this game. They'll have to go to the third match up against OG.
Damn. Such a fun game to watch. After that first match, I actually thought that, okay, Vikingg GG, they have OG's number. They figured out how to play against all of these glass cannons that OG likes to draft, like Furion, Venge, Drow, Mirana, right? But in this second game, they didn't have nearly as mobile of a team as in that first one, in which they had your Bloodseeker, your Weaver, right, that were constantly on top of you. And they were playing versus a lineup that really synergizes well. While Vikingg GG's lineup, they are strong in their own individual rights, and they are pretty much busted in the current meta. But they don't synergize as heavily. If you remember yesterday or the day before, when Vikingg GG were playing this Luna, they would have Chen with Dominator Aura, they would have Vengeful on your position 5, Celery, right? And then that Luna suddenly hits so hard in the mid game. This time around, the only negative armor that you're getting on the side of Vikingg GG are the bugs from Weaver. The bonus damage for Luna is nowhere to be found. No one is building those kind of items. Aghanims is great on Weaver, but it's not that utility that just buffs you up constantly, that makes you stronger. While OG, they had everything they needed in that department.
Yeah, and just really highlight on Thompson and his performance in this game. Like we were talking at the beginning of the game about how his playstyle has changed and what's happened to this dude. But we're seeing exactly why Vengeful Spirit, I feel like, is the perfect hero for his new playstyle. Like time and time again, he's just going deeper and deeper. And the amazing thing is, even if you kill him, he's in a second form. He's still dishing out damage. He's still buffing up his team. He's still of a
Yeah.
positive outcome to the rest of his lineup. But
The way this team also played around the Phoenix and his egg just proves to you that you can have a hero that's really good against it, but it doesn't have to mean a lot when you just position that tag in a different way, or wait for Celery to start using his Mortimer's Kiss and then use the egg, because you know that he won't be able to come close enough. So all these little things added up for OG, and they really played well. You could see top lane wasn't going great, mid lane wasn't going that well, bottom lane same. It's not like they stomped the lanes, but the moment they converge in one spot, they're unstoppable. Crazy.
OG and unstoppable, a statement that has been said many times in the past, and they definitely looked like it in this game. But we said a similar thing of Vikingg in the first. So far, both games have felt pretty dominant one way and then the other. So it will come down to a best of one between these two teams. Let's see who can actually take the victory here, secure themselves some much needed points between Vikingg GG and OG as we go to a break and then straight into draft for game number 3.